Welcome to the first in a series of videos meant to introduce you to Perusall, a tool that I really enjoy using for student engagement with materials, whether that is student written work that the class or groups are going to workshop, or material that you are having students read that you want them to be able to engage with. In videos in this series, you'll learn how to upload documents, whether they are student work or model texts, to your library. You'll learn how to build assignments and do a number of other things. But this first video is simply designed to give you a quick overview of what exactly Perusall is. And at its most basic, Perusall is an annotating tool. It plugs right into Canvas. In the second video in this series, you will learn how to plug it into Canvas. It is completely free, at least at the time of this recording, but it is something that you can utilize to have students engage with materials on a more line-by-line level, especially if you're teaching online classes where the typical kind of engagement with material is they read the work, then they post discussion board comments that are large paragraphs that can't really do a great job of specifically looking at particular lines without students having to just type in quotes and that sort of thing. So it's really useful in that way. What you're looking at here is a course of mine where the way that I used it was for students at the graduate level, admittedly, to be able to respond to and make feedback notes on one another's work. All of these got uploaded at one point, and again, there will be another video for you to take a look at that, how to do that. But I just wanted to show you what it looks like when students utilize this tool, and you can use it obviously in the same way as them or however you might like. So what you're seeing here is one course with all of its assignments in order. And again, in other videos, you'll see how to get to this point. But really, I just want to show you in this video what it looks like when people use Perusall. So this is an assignment, so I'm going to open it. And so I've opened to this student's workshop piece. And what you see here is a number of yellow highlighted sections of this. What this means is students, both the writer and classmates, have highlighted and made notes on this document. And so if I click on one of these, what's going to open up over here is a little bit is a comment that someone's made. So a classmate of this student made this comment on this particular spot. There's other ones, and let's see if we can find one. The nice thing is every time a comment is made, it will show up for everybody, and students can have a conversation. They can agree, they can disagree, they can elaborate on one another's ideas. And so you can scroll through and you can see all of these various comments. So I'll just click on a couple of these here. And you can have students highlight one single line, one single letter, several words, an entire section, if you like, etc., etc. And that's basically the function of what Perusall is. One thing that I've done is I have students put their own comments for what they want to receive from one another into these kinds of things. And then when you're on an assignment, you can actually, this makes grading pretty easy. I'll have one last video on some grading options at the end of this series, but you can click on all comments and you can see how many comments there are. So a total of 14 students made 157 comments on this particular piece of writing. You can scroll through by student, so I can see each student's work. You can see how long it is. You can see how Perusall evaluates the quality. We'll talk about that in a future video. And it makes grading individual participants commenting really easy because it will section them out for you. So that is the basics of what Perusall is. And like I said, in future videos, we're going to talk about how to upload things to your library, how to set up assignments, the various kinds of documents that you can use, and the ways that you can grade things. But that's just a really quick, for those of you that are unfamiliar with it, here is what Perusall is.